I think about the world like this. Strangers become acquaintances. Acquaintances become friends. Friends become family.
That's Gary Vaynerchuk, who is the founder of VeeCon. The convention brings together speakers from diverse industries to share their insights with the next generation of innovators and creators. And VeeCon is kicking off tomorrow at LA Live. And joining me now is Gary himself, better known as Gary V, I think. Wow, I am just amazed at all that you have done. So many of us figured out who you were through social media. But there's so much more behind your Instagram. I mean, you have all these big companies and you're doing so much, yet you still find time to do VeeCon. Tell people what this is.
Thank you. That was very flattering. VeeCon is the coolest business conference. That's how I think about it. So obviously when you have T-Pain performing, that's a cool conference. That's an event that's more of a South by Southwest or a Coachella. But also Bob Pittman, who founded MTV, or Ariana Huffington, or Lewis Howes. We have a real mix of people that create content for the internet, but are also operators of businesses, CMOs, things of that nature, and then people in pop culture. And so for me, pop culture and business are two of the things that I'm most passionate about, and VeeCon is the culmination of those two things.
Why did you start this? Why did you think there was a need for this?
For about I've had a very successful public speaking career. And so I've traveled the world speaking at the biggest events. And so along the way, being an entrepreneur, I'm like, one day I want to have my own event. And then 3 years ago when I launched VeeFriends, which was a NFT, physical and digital intellectual property company, so kids' books like you have on your lap, cartoons, but also collectibles, I wanted the NFT to have a utility. I didn't want it to just be a collectible.
Okay.
And so what I did was, for the people that bought the original NFT digital collectible, it also came with 3 years of tickets of VeeCon, and this is now year 3 of 3.
Wow, I kind of feel like you have this crystal ball when it comes to businesses and creating things, and you're almost like ahead of time, you know?
I'm ahead of time because I listen. That's something that people say to me, and it's always so flattering, thank you. But it's because I'm listening. The reason I think my career, early e-commerce, early social media, the investments I've made, the things I do, it's because I'm always living in the now. I think most people are looking at yesterday. And then I think some people are looking too far out to the future, living on Mars or VR. I think the thing that I've always done well is I pay very close attention to what everyone at home is doing on TikTok, on Amazon, watching the show, radio, fashion. So I feel like I'm of the now, and ironically, when you're of the now, you actually feel forward. Right? When I was talking about TikTok and Musical.ly 7 years ago, and then it became as big as it became, people are like, wow, you really saw that. But at the time, it had already happened. It just didn't hit all 8 billion people yet. It just hit 100 million people. And so I think if people pay attention to the current, and for everyone at home, whether it's their business, the way they parent, anything that could be on their minds. I think the current opportunity is paying attention to consumer or human truth in this digital world we live in.
I don't want to let you go without talking about these books that you have
Two
here.
new books.
2 new books, and it's like you've got, I mean, 2 very different books.
Very different. Day Trading Attention, How to Actually Build Brand and Sales and Social is my newest business marketing book. And this is like really trying to help people understand what is happening on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, Twitch streaming, YouTube, the digital world of content consumption, as you know, you're in the business, it's changing. And then Meet Me in the Middle is a lot of fun for me. I really do think, and this is fun to say, especially during this period, I think the world's, especially America, has gone too left, too right. And I think the middle is actually where all the magic is. And so I think modern parenting has also gone too far left or too far right. And so writing kids' books and trying to inspire the parents that read it to their kids, but also the kids of finding balance is a passion of mine.
Well, you know, so much of what you bring out is kind of common sense, but it just makes so much more sense. I saw that you had mentioned at a graduation speech that you encourage people to go to like senior centers and talk to people. to really get a gauge of what they experience. And I just thought, wow, you said spend 5 to 10 hours with them and what you could learn from those people.
I was talking to a bunch of NYU grads at this commencement speech, and I was saying, one thing I believe in is when you go to a retirement home, when you spend time with people in their 70s, 80s, and 90s who are not your grandparents, the wisdom that they can tell you, because they've actually lived life.
Yes.
And, I appreciate you calling that out. I do think I see things very simple, and I think the way I communicate breaks down complicated things. Even when I started my career in wine, right? Wine is where I came up in, and I would break down wine less bougie, less complicated, and people associated with that. That's what I'm doing with marketing. There's a lot of small businesses watching right now that are confused. It doesn't have to be that confused. And in that scenario, thank you for calling it out, I think a lot of young kids are trying to figure out life. Well, how about talk to people that actually lived it?
Yeah, it's great advice. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Such a pleasure to meet you. VeeCon, again, the 3-day event kicks off tomorrow and ends Sunday at LA Live. And you can find so much more information about Gary and VeeCon by just going to our website, kcalnews.com, and click Seen on TV.